we figured out that talking and asking questions was what we were best at, because it's just like a selling process, right? You ask a question and then you become interested in whatever they say, and you ask another question. And so that's what we're doing. There's no secret sauce to how we're doing our podcast or things like that. We're interested about interesting people.
All right, guys, here we are, season 4, episode 3 of the Restoration Club podcast. We're super excited about what's to come up today for everyone to listen to. Danny, I think that everybody's going to find out how great of a guy Robby Woodard is and what golf best ball is all about after this episode.
Yeah, I mean, he and his buddy Jonathan have already put out over 150 podcasts on their own, which is so impressive. But I'm really glad we were able to have him on ours to tell his story.
Yeah, and you made the point there, what you just said about the story, and that will be the resonating theme across the whole thing. Their story after story, not only their storytelling it with Golf Best Ball, he and Jonathan, but also how they're producing other podcasts and just their story in general. You know, like Robby's story of just how he kind of is. Now, I know a little spoiler alert, I say this part about him being like this steady presence, and he just is, like, he's a calming person, and I just really enjoy time with a person like that, and I hope everybody gets all of the good out of this episode that I guarantee is to come.
Yeah, we know he's a great hang, but I hope other people after listening to this are able to connect with him, reach out to him, get to play with him. But yeah, I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one.
100%. So enjoy season 4 episode 3 with Robby Woodard. All right, guess what? We've got a special friend here in the clubhouse today. We've got Robby Woodard joining us. Danny, listen, over the past it's been, I say, a few months here, Robby and I started to play golf a little bit more, but it seems like we're only on like elite courses of like tobacco.
You set the bar too high. You can't come down now.
Stream song. It's been pretty bonkers. So like we're excited about getting to play at Augusta National, I'm sure, in the next 2 years or 3 years. Who knows what's going to happen.
The invite will definitely come after this podcast.
Yeah. That's all it takes. You put it out there into the universe and let God make some moves happen.
Robby just played at Augusta Country Club. He just got to go through the treat line now. He's good to go.
That's true.
Robby, before we get kicking off, how was the country club there, the Augusta Country Club?
It was amazing. Went down through a mutual friend, got an invite, and yeah, it was ridiculous. The bottom fell out as we were on hole 1, and you know they were calling for like 20% chance of rain. Bottom fell out, so we finished number 1, and turned around and sat underneath the clubhouse for about an hour, and then it let up, and it was like, all right, grab your clubs, we're walking. And so we did it, and it was a treat. It's it's a really cool course, old school, but in great condition even after a ton of rain within 1 hour period of time. And yeah, you could peek over and see the neighboring course. It looked pretty nice as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. I've always just been I'm always a fan of, like, you know, those great towns that have amazing well-known golf courses, but like what else is around them that are really powerful and just have such good connection to it. So I love that you guys had a chance to get down there. We know you, we've spent time, we've walked, we've talked, we've kind of done these things, but give our listeners, viewers, a little bit of who you are in a snapshot.
Yeah. Well, I'm Robby. I am married to Emily. We've been married for it'll be 23 years in August.
Jordan year coming up.
We've got 2 great kids, Archie, who'll be 21 in April, and the Saturday of Masters. And then our daughter, Connie Ann, is 18. She's at South Carolina. So yeah, I've been in South Carolina my whole life. Lived in different parts, but in Columbia since I was in 5th grade. So the early 90s. And haven't left yet. Went to local school here, went to South Carolina, and yeah, this is home.
That's awesome. Yeah. If anybody's ever been to Columbia, I'd say August 1st is probably not the best time to be in Columbia. Am I correct? Just a little bit warmer than the average bear, right?
Yeah. Anytime really from June through mid-October, it's going to be toasty. You know, it's called the armpit of the South because you don't get like the coastal breezes. You don't get a little reprieve from like the upstate, but it is just like 1,000% humidity on top of 95 plus temperature. So yeah, our wedding was August 30th of 2003. And it was, I think, the hottest day that summer. Reception partly outside. So dancing, sweating a ton. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
So you don't want to opt for the shorts and the tux or the suit? I've been in those weddings. Those are brutal.
Yeah, no.
I love it. So tell us more about, or I guess tell us at all about what you're doing now, what you're involved in. We've been big listeners and fans of what you've been doing, but let everybody know kind of how you navigate your day to day.
Sure. Well, it was a side hustle that I think has turned into a full-time thing. We're trying to make that happen. But I did sales for 20 plus years. I did sports business at South Carolina, so wanted to do something in the sports world forever, and just got into the business world and did sales forever. But always had this desire, because I played everything, love sport, to do something. And then we started in 2023 this company called BestBall, where we wanted to help people tell golf stories. I mean, kind of like this, right? Like people sitting around sharing stories, things like that. And so it was originally like, how can we do it? There are a couple different pieces of that, and one of those things that we were going to do was, well, at some point we'll start a podcast and we'll ask people about their hole-in-one stories or their favorite courses or things like that. And so in March of 2023, we launched the first episode of The Whole Story. It was our first podcast. And, as of now, I think we're 150 episodes in, where we interview people. That's kind of taken over how we help tell golf stories. We're interview people kind of like this and say, hey, talk to us about your history or your experience in golf, and then kind of what you're doing. So, had Danny on to talk about all the cool things he's doing, both with the Restoration Club, but with Augusta, and like just the cool stuff that people are doing in the game, because we want to celebrate that and we want to help share that. We're not really talking about like who won the latest PGA tournament. That's fun, but that's not really our style. We think this people and the hanging out, like you mentioned, we've gotten to play some golf. We think that's the best part of the game. So yeah, we started podcasting and then figured out we could help others do the same thing. So we produce under the BestBall name for a few other shows, but really it's how do we help tell a golf story? How do we help celebrate, the relationships that come from golf?
That's awesome. How did you guys make the, I guess the jump and leap from, like you said, you were in a sales career to now it's become this full-time thing for you? What was the tipping point for you to say this has got to kind of move that way?
Things started to pick up. We did it as a side hustle. Jonathan, my business partner and one of my best friends, he and I hired him back in like 2007. We sold office equipment, and I hired him. So that's how we met, and quickly became good friends. And he really started playing more golf since we met. But I pitched the idea to him, and it was one of those things that kind of just kept taking off. And there's been slow growth, and just saw where I actually enjoyed and enjoy this so much more, right? I tell people, like, you did cold calling forever. So calling somebody to say, hey, let's talk about refreshing your network infrastructure or the wireless infrastructure of your school districts or something like that. That's fine. That serves a purpose. But calling in or reaching out to Danny and saying, hey, let's talk about golf. Like, that's one, so much easier, and also just so much more fun. And yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster since doing it.
You're saying selling office equipment to twisting Jonathan's arm to talk golf wasn't too hard of a sell?
No, well, I mean, we kind of went in different directions as far as careers took us. Jonathan was able to help start and run a software company for a while. So the Lord has blessed him and his family and those he's worked with. And so, yeah, it was, hey, let's talk and tell golf stories. I mean, his title at the software company was Talking Guy, right? So like we figured, and this is how you see where the Lord is doing things, right? All the different things we thought we might do with BestBall, we figured out that talking and asking questions was what we were best at, because it's just like a selling process, right? You ask a question and then you become interested in whatever they say, and you ask another question. And so that's what we're doing. There's no secret sauce to how we're doing our podcast or things like that. It's we're interested about interesting people.
Love it. As friends in business together, how do you guys navigate that so well? I know that people out there might be listening, having that. How do you guys do a good job of navigating business together with friendship?
I mean, friendship first, right? We said we would do it as long as we're having fun, and we're having more fun than we've ever had doing something. I know I am, for sure. And so, yeah, it's easy, right? I know talking and working with friends, it can be tough, but it has been so smooth, and just again a ton of fun to get to do this with Jonathan.
Love that.
Robbie, 150 episodes in, one, that's super impressive in just 3 years. That's a lot of talking. Um, Along that journey, has there been a interview or a couple moments in time where it kind of comes back and reminds you guys like, oh, that's why we do what we do? You talk about golf being community, golf being people, having good conversations and telling stories. Are there maybe 2 or 3 moments in those 3 years that kind of stand out in your mind when you think about, oh, that's exactly why we're here and that's why we do what we do?
Yeah, there've been a few. I mean, it's like people ask, "What's our favorite episode?" Like, which one do you like? And it's kind of like the "Who's your favorite kid?" question, right? Like, we love them all, and we tell people, and this is the truth. Like, I would go play golf with. I think everybody. There's one person we might play golf with, but there was one episode where it's like, you know what? Maybe we wouldn't want to hang out and play golf with that person. It's fine. Episode did great, but everybody we've talked and chatted with has just again created more fun, the excitement of what we were doing, and it's people that we would want to hang out with. It's nice that we are the ones that kind of pick and choose who we're going to have on the show, so we can be pretty selective with that. But I mean, thinking to a couple episodes to answer your question, like we did one in November of 2023. We interviewed a guy named Tyler Johnson, who you guys might know, Charlie Golf Company, and I think he had just gotten his first shipment of toddler golf bags. And so we interviewed him then, saying, "Hey, man, what are you doing? You're in your garage, and talk to us about this." And he's like, "Well, I had a problem, and here's what I'm trying to do about it." And I mean, now we sit here in 2026, and like he's crushing it, right? He's got a warehouse. He's got golf clubs. He's going to introduce junior stuff. Like it's really cool. So stuff like that. I mean, you know, Dan and Katie Winters, they do a clothing line out of Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, called 3570, and we interviewed them a couple years ago. So it was fun, and I mean, even stuff like you guys, again, like being able to talk and share stories. Jeff Marsh was huge, and he's become a great friend, and so that's that. I don't know if I'd answered your question. I feel like they've all kind of impacted. My wife said at some point you should do like one of those wall maps where like who connects who and how did you get to the different places. And
well, Kevin Bacon, 7
we
degrees.
need to do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. We need to do it because that would be very interesting. But yeah, every one of them is kind of the next reminder of why we get, and even going down to the PGA show and hanging out with you guys this year, like walking in there, seeing so many people that we've had on the show, and then lining up a hey, let's ask these next folks to be on.
Sure. If anything, it feels like there's this unique theme that is understandable where you're having conversations with people on the ground floor of something they're building and their touch point into the game, which is pretty unique. So I can understand why those conversations are really fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, from a business and entrepreneurial interest for us, right? Like we like nerding out on like, hey, why are you doing this? Like, what are your processes and how you? Because I mean, Jonathan, again, like I hired him, but he's a much better salesperson than I am. And so having, especially when we hit stop on the recording, and he's like, hey, let me ask you a couple questions. Like, we can kind of nerd out on business and sales, and we tell people like, if there's anything we can do to help, like let us know, because we try to tell folks like we have a podcast and we bring you on, but we want y'all to be the stars of the show, not us. We'll ask questions and get out of the way.
I love that. Well, speaking of stars, here's the elusive question. How'd you ever get Jeff Marsh to come on a podcast? It took us 3 seasons and he's a part of our program. So how'd you pull that off?
I don't know. I know he said he didn't do many. And so it was an honor to I guess once I especially heard that he doesn't do many, that he would come on. But yeah, it was we're like, whenever you can make it happen, we'll make it happen. It was nice.
It's a fun journey and typical trying to get him on a phone call as it is, but you wish there was a such thing as a podcast text message, because he'd be all about that. He and I can text for hours and never have a phone call, but it's amazing stuff. So congratulations on capturing the elusive one on what it is.
Yeah.
Robby, you talked about starting in the sports space. What was that for you? I guess maybe from an early age, what was kind of the arsenal of skill set, and when did golf come into play for you?
Golf was early. My dad cut down an old set of clubs, which, you learn now that the weighting on those things are not proper for teaching golf swings. So I had a set of clubs from, I don't know, age 2 or 3, and I still have them somewhere. They got them out of storage just to look at them. But I played everything else on a team level. So I did football, basketball, and baseball, and then would play golf with friends on the side. And of course, take that baseball swing and, slice the mess out of it anytime you played. So, yeah, kind of got to the point at the end of high school where it was, do I go play baseball in college? And the Lord had other plans. Broke my thumb tagging a guy out. And that was kind of all right, Lord, I get it. And decided to go to South Carolina and pursue something other than sport at the time, or at least playing. And so, yeah, golf was just the fun thing, and then at that point try to start getting better, and having more fun with it and using it to meet people.
Love that. Yeah, it is such a connecting opportunity to have. The opportunity for relationships that just through a game. We talk about that all the time, right? Whether you're walking for 4 hours or you're playing a quick 9 together, you can really make a connecting piece happen between two people. I think it's super powerful. We had a moment, you and I played, you were talking about the PGA show. We played down at Stream Song, we played Blue, and there was a moment where our friend Brandon's with us. And Brandon comes in and asks a question, right? Like, what's the work of God? This is us walking in a normal 18-hole course. And he just asked this profound question. And honestly, that question has stuck with me since. And with his answer of John 6:29 was really powerful. And I just really love the fact that golf does get a chance to play and do some of those things that it does for us in connecting things that we maybe never would have had connection to before. So I think it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's fun. And I appreciate stuff like that where you do get to not think about your good or bad golf shots and actually focus on more important things. But yeah, it's such a good game.
Yeah. Tell us about the recently you guys did a little road trip. Tell us more about that. Well, you can. It looked really amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, part of the BestBall stuff and what we're trying to expand on is, again, in the how do we help tell stories mindset. Like, everybody loves a good road trip, and we're fortunate that we get to work with the folks at Summit Golf Brand, so Beach-Ready and Zero Restriction and stuff. And every year they have what they call the Shindig. Beach-Ready has the Shindig down in Jupiter, Florida. And last year we went to it for the first time. Jonathan and I jumped on a plane, flew down there, went to it, played a round of golf, and came home. And this year it was like, you know what, let's jump in a car and try to capture some stories and content. And, we also started this thing called the BestBall Golf Club, where we, again, are just trying to grow a community of people that like golf for their relationships. And we have a couple of guys that are in Jacksonville. And so it's like, well, let's jump in the car. We'll have to go through Jacksonville anyway. And so we were able to play golf with them on the way down. Got down to Jupiter and went to the event, played some golf, and then came back and played with another guy in Jacksonville. So, nice. Yeah. And, I don't know how much and what goodness will come from the bad content. We're no Danny Christensen. I know that. Like, the production value is going to be, I don't know what level down you call it. It'll probably be like those movies where they filmed everything on their phone and that, then poorly edited it through like iMovie or something. But we'll get something out there where we can share some stories from a road trip.
The latest iPhone can do some things. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
I got the 7. I got the 16, not the latest. So
nice. Yeah. It's got all those capabilities on it. That's right. It's just it's such a beautiful idea to like using this game to tell stories. And I think the thing about a story in general is that it's such a connector for people. Like, someone resonates with a well-told story allows someone to connect with a portion of it. So I think that whether it is the trip, I think we've all been on a road trip, whether it is a round of golf, it is that the area you go to, the conversation you have in between and while you're doing it. Those things are all a part of even the concluding part of the story of, okay, we're at the Shindig. Like, those things kind of all have a really great understanding that people can link in and go, this does make sense with me. And on that side, if people wanted to ever be a part of your club, what do they need to do?
I mean, bestball.com is where kind of everything sits. It's there's kind of links or places to go for different stuff. I mean, it has all the podcast lists there. It has information about the Best Ball Golf Club. It's not that hard to find. So yeah, bestball.com, or find us on any of the social media things at Golf Best Ball.
That's awesome.
Robbie, speaking of golf trips, there's one particular opportunity to play the game that very few people get a chance to do. One, even, asked repeatedly if he could do anything in the game, even though he pretty much has at this point. A guy affectionately known as Big Cat has said he would love to play St. Andrews in reverse, but I know you've had the opportunity to do so. Could you walk us through maybe just a couple minutes on what that experience was like?
Yeah, it was, again, just showing how the podcast and Best Ball has led to this. So Jonathan, liked playing golf recreationally, but, wasn't like one of those things he sought out the next round or sought out things. And, because we're doing the podcast and we're kind of clued into different things happening, we see advertisements for the playing the old course in reverse. Well, Jonathan enters the ballot. It's kind of like the Masters lottery. You submit and you hope to get selected. And sure enough, we finished recording one day in December of 2024, and we hit stop, said goodbye to our guest. Jonathan's like, "Hey man, I got picked to go to this thing at St. Andrews, and you're going." And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I didn't know, but he had entered the thing, and I mean, I'd entered it too, but you could select one or two people. And he's like, well, if I pick, go as a foursome, I'll lose friends to fill out the other two. Everybody I know, I'll pick Robby as the one. And so, yeah, we got to go play it. And funny enough, talking about the relationship piece of it, we posted something at the beginning of the year, that January, said, hey, I think the old course had posted, like, what are you looking forward to about playing any of the St. Andrews courses? And I listed out, the itinerary we had: Castle, playing the old course in reverse, and playing the old course. And a guy responds, he's like, April? And I said, yeah. And he shoots me a private message, and it's like, yeah, my buddy got selected. We're playing these other courses too. If you guys want to jump in on that, here's our information for when we're playing, the package that you won. And I look at him like, that's really cool. And then I'm like, wait a minute, those are the same tee times we were given.
That's crazy.
And so a guy named Andrew Voss had reached out to me, and he and his buddy Adam happened to be the ones that we had gotten paired up with, that we were going to meet 2 months later on the course. And so, if nothing else, the experience was awesome. We met two guys that are now good friends. Yeah. You talk about playing Augusta. I played with Andrew Voss for that recently. Yeah. But yeah, two guys that are great friends. But to answer, I guess, the yes question, or the question you had about the bucket list course, it was amazing. Yeah. We played it in reverse before we played it in the traditional routing that everybody knows now. But either way, you're standing on the first tee box at St. Andrews of the old course. And, you got the nerves. There's still people milling about and just kind of watching what's happening, because it's a town and it's right there. And thankfully was able to make contact with the ball and hit that first tee shot from the one tee box towards the Swilken Bridge, because you're going to 17. And they made the comment. We did a recap show with those guys. They made the comment and asked, is the first hole playing in reverse the best hole in golf? Because you're teeing off on one on St. Andrews, you're crossing the Swilken Bridge, and you're playing into the road hole. Yeah. That would be hard to not pick that as maybe the best hole in golf. But it was an incredible experience. Multiple days there. I got to play the Castle and the old course front and back, and just hanging out with those guys who have, again, now become really good friends. Talking about meeting people, I met Tom Farrell, nice. Who is the head of VP and communications with Dream Golf. Yeah. Because on that first tee, or not the first tee, on the putting green right next to the first tee, I look over and I see this guy wearing a pullover with a Rodeo Dunes logo, and his hat had it on there as well. And I'm like, this guy knows something. I said, well, that's pretty impressive logos you got for a course that's not even open yet. And he's like, well, I kind of work with Dream Golf, and the opportunities that have come from that, right? So I got to go to Sand Valley for a media day thing and hang out with Jeff Marsh. And the Lord works in mysterious and in great ways.
Game gets a little smaller every day.
It really does.
Well, it's wild too. Like, you striped your drive on number one in that round, and which after playing with you, it's pretty normal, by the way. Don't let me lie. Don't let Robby lie to you guys. Like, the guy's an absolute stick off the tee box. It's pretty insane. But how'd that feel to actually get it right off one?
It was a relief, I would say. Yeah, I kept, because I've played, and I'm sure if you've never played it, you've probably played in your mind what it's going to be like. Um, I had borrowed a 2-iron from a friend, and because if you hit driver, you're probably going to go into to the burn, which our buddy Andrew tried to drive it and put it under there, under the Swilken Bridge, but he still dropped and made his par from there.
Nice.
But yeah, standing on that first tee box and just trying to swing smooth, it was, in my mind, it happened exactly the way I hoped it would.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, again, trying to document some of this stuff. I have a little camera that I've been recording everybody's shot, and I handed it to Jonathan. I'm like, "Hey man, will you record this?" And he's like, "Sure." And I hit it. It goes great, and we're walking. He's like, "Here you go." He's like, "Hey, that thing was already recording, right?" And I'm like, "Nope."
Oh.
And so, yeah, I mean, they remember it. I remember it, but that shot was not recorded, which Jonathan apologized profusely for. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I know where it went, and I'll remember that forever.
The urban legend. I got it.
Yeah.
That's right. We believe you. We believe you.
Thank you.
Robby, just to go back to the family side for a second, being married 22 years, having a 21-year-old, 18-year-old, for our listeners and our followers, maybe not quite to that point yet. I'm sure it's been an easy cakewalk, but what is the secret sauce? Any tips? I know Ryan's got a couple daughters in that age range too, but what is it about, being intentional, and what do those relationships look like, and how have you kind of maintained and sustained those? And is golf a part of that, or is that kind of your step away and something you enjoy, or is that integrated in some way?
Man, that's a lot of questions. I'd say one, and my wife and I say this all the time, we were, the Lord blessed us with the kids that we needed and that we could handle and or help raise. And so it's nothing like, again, we were pretty young. We celebrated our first year of marriage, and we had just found out we were pregnant with our first kid. And it's like, and had him at age 24. And so we were kids ourselves, trying to figure out what life was like. And, but yeah, I mean, I would say it has been good. I mean, the Lord again has blessed us with, kids that were fun and somewhat easy. We grew up at the church, and so they've been surrounded by other fellow believers that have helped raise them. And yeah, as they've continued to get older, they, it's just different levels and experiences of life, do different things. My parents were great about, and I know Emily's parents were too, about being at everything. And so that was one thing that I always said, like, regardless of what I was doing, work or whatever, like if my kid had something, I was going to be there because I wanted to be their biggest fan, their biggest cheerleader. And so was able to do that and still try to do that for whatever they have going on. And so, yeah, it's been great. And as they've gotten older and all this other, like, we're all friends. Like we love hanging out. Like we were talking to Ryan before we started recording. We got a trip because spring break's lined up together. So the four of us are going to on a little trip this weekend and for spring break, and that'll be fun. But yes, golf has been a part of their lives too. My wife Emily doesn't play. I mean, she'll come out and either ride on the cart or maybe Upper Deck Golf came to Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia last year, so got her to do that. But no, the kids got into it early. Got them the little U.S. Kids Golf. There was no Charlie Golf Company at the time, so I wasn't able to help Tyler there. But they did the junior league over at Fort Jackson Golf Club, the military base here in Columbia. Our son played JV golf for 1 year, and then he ran track and did that. And our daughter did track and other different things, but then they actually both, their senior years, obviously 2 different years, but they both played golf their senior year. And so it's fun. They love playing. Whenever they say, "Hey, Dad, can we go play?" It's, yep, let's go. Because, again, that's like we've talked about everything else. It's more time that you get to spend with your kid. So yeah. I love it.
It sounds like, I mean, if I'm picking up a theme in all of it, it's intentionality. It's about intentionally doing things together, enjoying time together, but making time is really an important piece of your family dynamic that I think that all of us could take in and say, that's a really good move.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
knowing both of you guys and Robbie, hearing you speak to it, I feel like both of you are men who have prioritized presence over chasing provision and knowing where provision comes from. And I feel like that's something a lot of guys need to hear. So commending both of you guys for how you show up for your families.
Thanks,
Well,
DC.
it's nothing that was from my own doing. One thing about golf, though, and people have asked, like, how do you get your kids in golf? And somebody told me, I can't remember who it was. They said, make it fun, right? So, like, when they're a kid and you want to take them out to the course, like, if they want to hit shots, let them hit shots. If they want to go play in the sand, let them play in the sand. Let them do this, because then they'll say, hey, can we go to the golf course? Because they associate being there with fun. Not worrying about, like, are they going to, follow a little bit of etiquette as a kid if you're actually playing with other people, but, like, let them have fun. Let them do whatever, sit in your lap and drive their cart. Because if they say, hey, this is fun to do golf things, then later on they'll say, hey, this is fun. Let's go hang out with dad and play some golf.
That's good.
I think we've referenced that a couple times on this podcast. I believe it was Patty Harrington who quoted that, and obviously his beautiful, eloquent accent. But yeah, I had that moment about a month ago with my 11-year-old begging me to go play. And as soon as I got to the first tee, I had to tell myself, you're not here to score. You're here to enjoy 9 holes and make it fun. So it's a good reminder.
I love that. And Patty's great, but what could beat that baritone Columbia, South Carolina drawl of Robby Woodard? You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. That's what we needed. That good stuff. I love it. I love that the game has really transitioned and helped, again, put you in space and connection with so many people. You mentioned connecting with Tom or connecting with even the group that you did over in overseas. It's just beautiful to see the connectors. I mean, we're sitting here right now because of a connection through golf, and it blossoms and grows from more than just golf. It's like the connecting piece of it all. I don't know. I'm on a high right now of just being able to be around people that are really good as people, more than even they are as great golfers.
Yeah. I mean, that's, we probably repeat it more than we should, but I'm sure we didn't coin the phrase, but we love saying golf is people, right? Mm-hmm. Again, it's not about scorecards. It's not about, it is fun to play nice places. And Ryan, I'm excited to go play Augusta National with you at some point, but we can go play the local muni. I don't care. Like it's about the relationships. I mean, I had coffee with a guy this morning that joined the BestBall Golf Club, and he's in Columbia. And so I'm like, hey, let's meet up and go grab coffee, play golf, do something. I'd never met him before. And he said, I think he was watching YouTube or something, like YouTube golf, and somehow the algorithm threw one of our podcasts up next, and he was doing some stuff and, like, overheard Fort Jackson. He's like, wait a minute, that's in Columbia. And they rewound it, and it's like, these guys are in Columbia. And so he just wanted to support something in Columbia. Come to find out, like, he likes golf, and we know a ton of the same people, but we had coffee this morning, and that's the beauty of what golf is, that you don't have to be good, you don't have to be a pro, but it's one of those things in life that people can rally around, and we love.
BestBall is the next Grant Horvat. You heard it here first.
That's right.
There you go. We are not. I laughed because he said YouTube golf, and then he referenced us, and I'm like, ooh, that's we are not YouTube golf. Nobody's watching us for how we play, for sure.
That's right. That's all. Hey, Robbie, how did speaking of the connection with golf and kind of people together, how did you ever first connect to Restoration Club?
I mean, social media, right? So as we started going down the road with all the things BestBall, I mean, it kept popping up, and then started following more people, and the Jeff Marsh and you and Danny, and, like, they kept seeing it more and more, and then figured out that y'all are in Charlotte right up the road. So I just loved what y'all are doing, what you're all about. And I mean, it's a community. There are some communities in golf that they're like, yeah, great, that's for them, but I don't really want to associate with that. But something with you guys, like Restoration Club and the mission that y'all have, it's very attractive to believers and non-believers, because you're doing it the right way.
Appreciate
we
that. Yeah.
appreciate that. It is a fun journey. We do need to find an in-between course between Charlotte and Columbia and just make that a home spot for a little while we can, or whatever's coming down there at
Candy
Candy
Root.
Root
They
Lodge
won't
coming
mind if
down
we
the
just
street there.
show up.
Yeah, we'll just show it
Yeah.
up. Maybe there's a free plug, guys. Go ahead and
Yeah.
throw us a membership back. We'll be fine. We'll be okay.
Yep.
I just I don't know. I just really I'm thankful that you said the way you said it, because what could start as a visual representation of good golf and using assets and social media and different things really is about driving it back to the people. It's about the connection. I had this great opportunity this past week. We were on the Discord channel. A guy reached out and said, "Hey, anybody available to play golf this week?" It's like on Monday or Tuesday, and I had a Monday open. So he and I linked up at Mooresville Golf Club and got to play. He's a captain at the police department up that way, and we got a chance to play at this really fun course because like the front nine's a Donald Ross and the back nine's a different designer, but it's a fun place to go. But more importantly, he and I just had this like connecting moment, and he even said, "I just need this. I don't have this in my life." And I said, "Well, you do now. You can't shake me. You've now got someone you can confide in, somebody you can talk to." And that's what this club is all about, is having people connecting and having across all walks of life and all stories that kind of blend in a chance to really connect in and find what we really label as restoration, like bringing it back to the intentional purpose of life together. So I'm glad you kind of resonated exactly with what we've kind of built here.
Yeah. No, y'all are doing it well. It's impressive to see, but it's more impressive to meet and get to hang out with you guys and see the authenticity behind each of who y'all are and what y'all are pouring into it. And also shout out to our friend Dave Baston as well.
Yeah.
So, yep.
The legend, Dave Baston,
Yeah.
that guy.
He was down at the shindig for the
that's
Bead Ratty
right.
thing, painting in action.
Yeah.
And so I got to serve as his assistant artist. Basically, I
Help
brought
the
him a
paint?
cup of water. Yeah.
He didn't let you put a little brush stroke on it or anything?
No, he didn't. They did not want me to do that. I asked him if he needed me to stand still so he could paint me into it, but he did not.
It just looked like such a cool event. And what they pulled off again, I think they've done a really good job themselves of creating like an ethos of like community in how it's done. So I think is that the vibe live vibe? I mean, I caught the good external vibe, but how'd you see it on the inside?
Yeah, and again, like we're humbled to be even remotely considered a part of it. Because again, we're not, we came from outside the golf world, and I still feel like a lot of times we're outside the golf world looking in, pretending, but to get mentioned by Jack Lessing during his announcement of like, thanks for being here to this and this, and Fried Egg and Robby and Jonathan from BestBall, like it's humbling. But yeah, it really is that brotherhood, that family atmosphere.
Love it.
Well, Ryan, I know you mentioned a moment with a guy recently, just being able to connect on the course and kind of create those memories. So, Robby, we want to throw to you kind of our signature question to round us out here. What is your favorite memory on a golf course not involving a golf club?
Not involving a golf club. I got a lot. I think I'll just narrow it down to two. One of my early memories was I was with my dad, and I think whenever he would go on trips, my dad passed away now almost 21 years ago. But whenever he would go on trips, he would let me tag along sometime. And I remember we were in Myrtle Beach, and it was freezing cold, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And I'm, of course, yes, it's a sport. Let's go. And I remember being there with him, and like the starter like brings me this cup of hot chocolate because it's so cold. And I just remember like sitting there with him, like just thinking like this is pretty cool. Like this is an experience. You get to hang out with your dad and do stuff. And then we've done a couple, we call them good company trips, where you're around people, and we did one with the Twilight Golf guys. We went to the Litchfield area, Pawleys Island area, and sitting around the dinner table. And then after the fact at the house, we were all in, and then we did one at Pinehurst. Those are times I'll remember because it's the guys gathering off the course, but still in a golf context where you can get to know somebody better, share stories, share experiences, life, whatever. And so those are just memories that come to mind for me that make golf special. And there's a ton of them.
It's the beautiful gathering. I think it's so good, man. I love those cherished memories that you've had and seen and been a part of and are developing for other people still. So it's really cool that you guys and what you guys are up to specifically at Golf Best Ball. It's just such a, I don't know. I'm a huge fan. And it remind me over and over again. I keep needing to join that club. I keep forgetting to click the link, but now I know to go to the website and click on it and do it. So it's coming right.
I need to get in the Discord channel.
It's a good time hanging out over there, and everybody's. It's Danny. How many chapters is it up to
15
now?
plus
40.
Yeah,
it's a huge
over 20.
That's so cool.
Yeah, east to west coast. Look at me shooting it high by saying like 50. We got 50. It's like a bunch of regional things, but it's really cool. Like to see it's everything from swap meets, people selling equipment, to just prayer requests, to hey, I'm trying to get around in a certain area. I remember reaching out to people when my in-laws live in Tampa. I'm like looking for just a local round to play, not trying to, I love Cabot, but I'm not ready to get over there at that moment. Right. It's like, hey, here's a spot to go. We'll get you taken care of. Come on over and check it out. So I think those are really cool things. But the Discord channel is really popping really well. So get in there and check it out.
Yeah. Well, one thing, an on the course memory that I'll remember, and off the course, was coming up for y'all's event where we did the hatchet there at Tot Hill, and then went down to the Southern Pines, Pinehurst area and got to hang out. And I know I was not there for the entire time, but the opportunity just to spend some time with you guys, to sit around and chat and just meet others, like you said, that are from around the country and are part of what you guys are doing. That's, a golf trip's great, but doing it with the right people is really good. So keep up those things, and keep sending invites this way if you don't mind.
1,000,000,000%, you can guarantee that.
I was gonna say, having you talk about being with your dad, it wasn't a 75-degree sunny perfect day. It was freezing, but you were on the course with your dad. Just speaking to that relational aspect, I remember us being at that event that weekend out on Thistledew. It was kind of a cool morning, but everybody kind of got to be together. I mean, obviously we were in an amazing setting, but we weren't out swinging it.
You remember it because you were draining putts everywhere.
Draining putts left and right.
I mean, I'm not going to talk about W's. It was about the conversation.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed that time of us being able to kind of all be together in one place and just enjoy the game, enjoy relationship.
Yeah. Indeed.
It's beautiful. Well, Robby, we've appreciated the time. If people wanted to, again, you've plugged a little bit on the website, but go ahead and give us the website again, give us the social media handle, things like that, so people can find where Golf Best Ball is hanging out.
Yeah, so bestball.com, pretty easy to find. And then on all the socials is at Golf Best Ball. But you can find it through the website, whatever. Or find me, Robby Woodard. I don't know what my thing is, but I'm there somewhere. If you message Best Ball, you'll be able to find us. But
that's
good.
It's,
we y'all are doing incredible stuff through Restoration Club. So it's one, an honor to know you guys, but two, an honor to do this with you.
Likewise, man. We appreciate you.
Thanks for being a part of the club, and we appreciate you, and enjoy that spring break trip, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
That sounds good. Thanks guys.
All right, Robby. Thank you, man.
All right, guys. Well, that does it for season 4, episode 3 with Robby Woodard of Golf Best Ball. Ryan, I mean, we know, just a great guy, but so much fun to talk to him.
Yeah, I keep thinking over and over again of the only golf he and I have ever played is like an exclusive spot. It's pretty insane. Like, we've never played a Muni yet. We need to probably get out there. But he's just such an amazing guy. He has a great heart and really gets one of my favorite parts, besides of just what it is, but it's not selfish, but he really gets what we're about at Restoration Club and the community aspect of it, and the faith purpose behind everything that we're doing. I'm always appreciative of people who really get it.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that the Lord put him in our path to find us, to connect with him, and I'm hoping we get to put another round on the books here shortly with him. But everyone, keep following along. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We got more coming your way. Follow us as always on Instagram at restoration_club. Check us out on the website, restorationclub.co. Jump into the Discord, as you guys heard on that episode. A lot of different chapters across the country. Hoping you guys can connect together, play as well, do life together. But Ryan, until next time, man, keep swinging.
Keep swinging.